Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. Hey guys, I am trying to find a place for my for the camera, my phone, because that's what I'm on. Let's see. Um okay, I'm gonna try to my phone's about dead, girl. My phone's always dead. Seems like it's always dead. I'm gonna try to turn it around. It looks weird, like on my phone. I don't know why it looks low. Oh, there it goes. Exit pulls. Okay. Alrighty. So I can't see. Let's see. Voice. Hey, Angela. Voice for the voices. Terry. Remy. Girl. Okay. So, I don't like fungus among us. I don't like mushrooms. And my husband loves them. So I'm going to try to put this somewhere else. Anyway, it's got a lot of stuff I don't like. It's got mushrooms in it. It's got, oh crap. I'm trying to find a good place for you guys. I don't know. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but Terry Wilkerson, everyone's live today. Yeah, I didn't even look. I didn't even look. Oh, Angela, you wasn't live, was you? Okay, there we go. I got my apron on because I got a white shirt on, and if it can, it will. That's our philosophy around here. My husband and I always say, if it can, it will, because something spills on it, will. Okay, I'm just gonna wing it like that for a second until I get these fungus and mungus cut up. But so yesterday, okay, so a couple days ago, I would go to the bathroom and I would notice that it looked like the damn toilet wasn't flushed. And I was like, I know I flushed the toilet. And I flushed it again. And I was like, what in the world's going on? So I was in the grocery store yesterday and there was like school kids in there and it wasn't, quitting time. They shouldn't have been in there. And I said, what are you guys doing out of school? Is it a holiday? And the mom said, no, do you live here in Pascagoula? And I said, yeah. She said, there's a water a boil notice. And I said, what? And she said, yeah, they're it's so bad that they let school out. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And she said, well, they're saying something about there was like a main line. I don't even know. I really wasn't paying that much attention. Anyway, she said something about rust. Well, that's why ding, 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 ding went off. That's why my toilet water had been looking like it hadn't been flushed, because obviously there was issues with the water. So I called my husband and I said, hey, they're saying that, have you heard about the wool water notice? And he said, yeah, something just come across my computer. And I said, well, no wonder my toilet. I said, what's jacked up is it's been like that for at least 2 days. And they're just now like doing something about it. So I'm used to at my mom's, here we go with the bacon grease. I'm used to at my mom's, country water, they have boil notices a lot, but never had one since I've been here. So anyway, I had to go buy water, especially, everybody's buying water. So I don't know, it may be lifted. I don't even know. I'm still in here using ball water and stuff. But Mark, my husband, he likes to be funny, tries to be funny. He went and took the shower last night and he said, well, we have nicknames for each other. He calls me, my nickname is Kitty Cat, or Two Titty Kitty, and he's Crocodile. We give everybody nicknames. He said, babe, Crocodile took a shower and I forgot to boil the water. And I said, oh, funny. But so I need to ask him too if the boil water notice has been lifted, because that would be probably something good to know. But yeah, the recipe calls for, I guess they're portobello, they're Belle mushrooms. I usually buy let me see, the standard white ones. I don't know. I don't like fungus amongus. What are these things called? Just the whole mushrooms. But this recipe calls for these portobello. They're darker. And anyway, I usually try to cut them kind of big, because as long as I can pick it out, I'm good. I really don't mind the flavor. It's the consistency I don't like. But anyway, y'all, he is something else. He is so picky about seasoning. So last time I made this, like, I cook with garlic all the time. But if it's something green like cilantro or hold on, move this. Cilantro or parsley or anything, He hates it. He hates it. He hates it. He says. So anyway, I have to be tricky and sneaky. But yesterday, I cut some garlic cloves up and put that in there. But I also use the seasoning. So and I just bought this stuff too. It's a roasted chipotle garlic seasoning, and I put that on the chicken. He freaking noticed it. He was like, "What's that garlic? I don't like garlic." I said, "Bull crap! You eat garlic all the time." I said, "Man," "I cook with garlic all the time." And he said, "Did you put some seasoning or something?" So he knew that darn seasoning was on that damn chicken. So I was like, "Jiminy Cricket, it shouldn't be so darn finicky." But I can't say nothing. I don't like mushrooms, you know. So, but I still, even though I don't like the stuff, I still cook it for him. You know, I try to give him what he likes. And I used to not like onions. And I'm going to show y'all. This is one of mine. It's actually a cake platter. I used to not like onions, but you know, the older you get, your taste change. This is a cake platter that I did some colored and resin on one time. So I'm going to put you guys on this. How you like getting moved around? I hope y'all don't get high. So, Andrew, hey Andrew, how are you doing, doll? Safari Dreams. Yes, shallots. I don't mind shallots. I don't like my mom. I gotta tell you, when I mow her yard, she grows wild, well, I don't know if it's wild. I guess it is wild onions, but she plants garlic and I guess it's wild onions. She plants them in these big pots, and apparently over the years, the seeds or whatever. So when I mow the lawn, it smells like either an onion patch or a garlic patch. Different spots of the yard whenever I cut the yard. But yeah, so but I don't mind shallots. I don't mind. It's the texture. I don't mind the flavor of stuff. It's the texture. Like I love pina coladas. I love coconut flavor. Ooh, I hate coconut. Cannot stand the way it's just the texture thing, and that's something that hasn't changed with age. I used to not eat tomatoes. I love tomatoes. You start eating crazy stuff that you used to wouldn't eat, or most people do anyway. But so I almost feel like you guys. I don't know if y'all caught my live earlier. I haven't talked to nobody but just a voice for the voiceless, Angela, and she's always so good about supporting me and checking on me and stuff. You guys, when all that crap happened with MGL on the Vax card. I thought everybody knew. All that was like a hoax, or I don't know if you would say a hoax. Marissa come up with, what is that? You ain't got a bug, do you? Marissa come up with a plan. Okay, so Angela was wanting to start a channel, and Marissa says, "I know," and look, I know she did it because she suggested this for me several times. She said, "We can create a plan and say." Oh, Poppy, thank you. They're in there on your dresser, little dogs. There's one on your dresser. But so anyway, we devised a plan so she could get as far as I know, I don't think there was a Vax card. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. I can't remember the details. I do good remembering my crap, but I know that Marissa was, come on, think about it. If she had really got her to make her one, do you think she would have even told it? Let me tell you, that girl is anti-vax, and so she absolutely didn't want to get and they didn't get the vaccine, but she sure wouldn't wanted to, if she could have got a card, she would have. I just don't see her telling on herself. Sorry, because she made herself look just as guilty. But anywho, I just know that Angela's called a bad route because of that, and an unjust bad route. But what the chicken? Look how I got certain. It's some of it I had cooked yesterday, and well, it's not nasty. I cooked it. It's already halfway cooked. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I got in this pot. Freaking sweet potatoes. I am boiling some sweet potatoes.
You didn't put
We're gonna make a sweet potato pie.
Yet.
Yes, I did.
No,
yes, I did. Honey. Now listen, this kitchen ain't big enough for two of us. So I don't do that right now. So anyway, baby, they're right there. I'm busy doing something. I'm live. Tell everybody hello, and I'm trying to cook, and I have a hard time doing two things that I forget to. What did they? You don't make me cut myself, homie. Okay, look, guys, he brought me some beautiful hibiscus off my hibiscus plant. I got to tell y'all a funny story. So my mom and I go to this fruit stand. You know, my mom's blind, but she's got a little bit of vision in one eye. Anyway, we go to this fruit stand, and she's sitting in the car, and I know the lady that runs it, and you know, I'm always shooting the bull with her. So I'm sure I was a little lengthy. You know what I mean? We get back out to the truck, but when I pulled up, I had parked right by. I had parked right by this. These two ficus plants, bushes. One was yellow and one was this peach color. And they were beautiful. You know, they really were. They were in bloom. So whenever I got a couple of watermelons and tomatoes and stuff. And when I got out of the car, Mom was getting out. And I said, Mom, I said, you want to get out? You want to go talk to DJ? And, you know, she said, no. She said, I was looking at this pretty plant. She said, and my mom's got a green thumb. She can grow anything. She said, I was thinking about getting one. She said, I ain't never seen one with pretty blooms like that. I didn't think anything about it. And so I said, so I asked DJ, I said, how much are these hibiscus? So she told me, so I told Mom, and I went and gave her the money, come back and loaded it in the one she told me, loaded it in the truck. So get home, it was the next day or something. And my mom, oh my God, bless her heart, you guys. She said, I think you need to take these plants back. She said, they were supposed to have the yellow and the peach bloom on it. It was two plants, guys, sitting by each other, and both of them were bloomed. And she thought that hers was going to have both blooms on it. Bless it. I said, Mama, I've never seen one that's, you know, crossed like that. I said, I think it was two plants. And she said, no, it wasn't. I looked at it. Oh, well, you looking at it says a whole lot, baby, because you blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. You know, I tease her all the time. But anyway, bless it. So I said, well, do you want me to take it back? Or are you good with it? She said, no, I've already got it now. So every time that thing blooms, my sister and I can't help but like laugh about it. My poor mom. So she's precious. When my dad died, I think 11, 12 years ago, I think so. We got with a company I work for. Hey, Spivey, how are you doing? You took a bath, so or whatever it was. Sorry, went by Corey Berry Ferry. You guys, I had April. I had Saucy 56 and Hines 57 in my chat earlier. So really, she wrote me a really sweet comment afterwards, and she said, "Hey, hope you go live. Enjoyed your live." And she said, "I just want you to know, I think she's in England, but she said I don't have a sister." So I thought that was funny, you know. But whenever my dad died, we got the company I work for sent this. I don't know. I think it cost like $300. It was a huge, huge arrangement, and it had this. It's vines that you take and you can twist and make into a wreath, and it had like a big metal fish, you know, because we're from the South. All kinds of. It was a beautiful, beautiful arrangement, and it had this plant inside it that none of us had ever seen. My mom, my sister, none of us had ever seen. And I called the florist and I said, what kind of plant was that? And she said it was called a donkey tail. So we looked it up, and it's from the cacti family, I believe. But it was so cool. It was like they twisted, and different times of the year it would turn like a maroon burgundy on the leading edge, and then another part of it would be snow white, and it would like twist like I guess like a donkey tail. I don't know, but it was so pretty. Anyway, Mom gave all of us a cutting off of it. I try with the best of intentions, and my thumb's usually red from cutting it, not green. Anyway, of course, my piece died, but I want y'all to know, 12 years later, she still has the corn plant. She still has the Easter lily, 2 Easter lilies, and a couple of ivies, and then that donkey tail, and they are huge. I'm gonna have to show you guys some pictures of her Christmas cactus. They bloom at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but that woman can grow some. Anyway, I said, Mom, I wish I'd gotten your green thumb. All you gotta do is just try, baby. I said, Mama, I have tried. It ain't quite that simple. You make it look simple, but you know, that's why I said, love your parents while you got them. Okay, so what I do is I like cook my chicken a little bit, halfway done, and then I throw my onions in. Oh, I gotta cut my garlic up. My mushrooms in first, and then I throw, you know, the garlic in. Let's see, onion, garlic. And I put some chicken broth in it. Put some, I don't know. Y'all see when I do it. I don't know. I just do it. You know what I mean? It's different every time I do it. But what are you guys having for dinner tonight? It is a little late, but it don't take long to make. Okay, little lady, what you cooking? It's my twist on, and I'm not gonna say this word right. It's ganache or something like that. It's a potato thing. I don't know what. I didn't have any. I've never made it, and the grocery store didn't have any, so I bought cheese ravioli, and we substitute that. I miss living up north because I was able to get so many more like specialty things, and this is kind of a lot of people. When I was raised and grew up, avocados was not like nobody knew what an avocado was. I love avocado now, but I won't forget when I moved to Baton Rouge. My sister and I were living there. My mom and dad come to visit, and my sister and I had a tradition. We went to this Hong Kong of China or whatever every Monday and had Chinese. And so when mom got there, I said, all right, mom, she'd never eat Chinese, never eat Mexican, nothing like that. Like I said, was raised on a farm, 80 something acres. And we grew and raised most of our food. So like top ramen and I don't know, raviolis and stuff like that. I never had because my mom and them didn't buy that. We grew our vegetables and killed our chickens and all that. Anyway, she said, I've never had that. I said, well, I'll pick you out something that you'll like. So we go and we didn't do sushi. We just did the Chinese. She looked at that. She looked that plate over. She took it a little nibble and stuff and didn't like it. So we tried Mexican on her a couple days later. She didn't like it either. So now that was years ago. So now I went the other day and my sister has an air fryer and she cooked some, what do you call? I love them. Some people call them pot stickers, but you dip them in like a ginger and a soy sauce. Anyway, she cooked some in the freaking air fryer. I like mine kind of damp, but these were dry. Anyway, my mom was tearing those suckers up. And I said, what are you eating, Mom? She said, I don't know, something your sister makes. And they sure are good. I started laughing. I said, Mom, you eating some Chinese food or a form of Chinese food? She said, whatever, it's good. Bless her heart, you guys. Bless it. But I got to tell y'all something. I'm sure y'all have seen. Okay, so I've always, in case you didn't know, I've always been the joker of the family, the one always, trying to trick people and stuff like, all for fun. Nothing vicious or anything. I always did it for fun. Well, I got to scratch my back. Nothing better than it. So golly, what was I telling y'all? Oh, gangster. So I was watching on TikTok. This woman goes to the door. I'm sure you guys have seen it. What she does. This lady goes to the door, and you don't see who she's talking to, but when she goes to the door, she's like, "Did you just see that man?" And whoever she talks to says, "What man?" I don't know. Some man just come by and told me that if I showed him my boots, he'd give me a bottle of wine. And whoever she's talking to said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, I was wondering if you saw him." And she's like, "No, I didn't." And she said, "Well, he went that way." And when she puts her hand outside, she's holding a bottle of wine. Freaking love it. I said, Mama, my mom never drank. They would have a toddy every now and again. But I said, Mama, please do that. And I won't put it on TikTok, but please do that for me. And let's practice and do it. And she didn't say anything. And one of my other sisters was there. And she said, Mama's not going to do that. And I said, yes, you will. And Mom said, I don't know if I can do it. I said, Mama, I'll work with you and we'll practice it and we'll do it. And anyway, we kept talking about one of my other sisters come in and she told my other sister what I was trying to get Mom to do. And she said, Mama, don't let her do you like that. And Mama said, if it would make her shut up, I'll do it. So basically, she was just trying to shut me up, guys. Just trying to shut me up. But everybody, my dad wasn't a joker. I mean, he was funny, but he wasn't like a hitter. So everybody always said I was Mel Tillis' daughter because so as my mom's gotten older, you guys, she's so funny. Like she goes along, she's so funny. And I said, Mom, we always wondered where I got my crazy streak. And I said, I'm telling you, I think you've just been like hiding all this time. It was you. And she just goes along with whatever I say. So my brother, I'm chatting, you guys, I'm chatting while I'm cooking. my brother always wanted a motorcycle, and my mom, you get one, I'm just on you, taking you out of the wheel. Those things are dangerous, that kind of stuff. Well, he called me one day and he said, hey, he said, I got him a motorcycle, and he lives behind my mom. His drove by her house. He said, I want you to go over and kind of like be the buffer. And I said, you didn't tell mom? He said, no. Now he's either in his late 40s or early 50s at this time. So I was on the phone with my mom and drove up in the driveway, was on the phone. And I said, what are you doing? I said, come outside. And you can hear he was some kind of Harley. He was rumbling up the driveway. And so she come and was standing there. She smoked, you know, she had her cigarette. She was standing out there. And she said, what are you doing? Because I didn't live around, I lived away about 20 miles. And I said, I'm just coming by on my way home. And she said, I wonder who that is driving up. And I said, it sounds like a motorcycle. She said, I don't know. So when my brother pulls up, he takes his helmet off. And I said, Mama, that's your son. You guys, it pissed her off so bad. She looked at him again, and she turned right around and went in that house, kind of slammed the door, went and sat down in her recliner, and he looked at me. He said, WTF? And I said, I don't think Mama is happy with you. And he said, I'm a grown man. I said, well, go in there, tell her you are. So we went in the house after a few minutes. She didn't say a word to him. It like hurt his heart, I'm sure. So fast forward a couple years, I think it was last year, and I don't know what was going on at our church, but one of the kids' birthday parties or something. But anyway, my brother rode his bike up there, and my mom she rode with me. Anyway, they were going to leave before me or whatever, and he said, well, Mama said, I'll just ride home with you. And he said, Mom, I come on my motorcycle. And she said, oh shit, forget that. I said, Mama, you're in church. She said, I'm in the fellowship hall. That don't count. He said, Mama, come on, go with me. I'm going to have to upload the video, you guys. She got on that dang Harley with him. It was a cruising bike, I guess. My mama got on there, and let me tell you something. That is the funniest video. And I said, I get her to do. She don't know what she's doing. She just does it. And I don't know if this sign is right, what I'm fixing to tell you, but it's my gang sign. I always tell her, remember the blood and the Crips. So they were on the motorcycle. She had her little helmet on. And I said, my dad always said, you be careful with Mama. She's precious cargo. She's a precious commodity, stuff like that. So my brother, I said, you better be careful with her. I said, that's some special cargo you got on there. And I said, Mama, throw me the gang sign. She said, huh? I said, throw me the sign. And y'all, she does, just to get me to shut up, you should have seen her. It's freaking hilarious. I put it on YouTube. People said, you are going to go straight. Give your mom to do it. I don't know if she knew what she was doing, but it was funny. And everybody got a laugh out of it. And I just love that she, goes along with me. So anyway, she's rode it several times since then. And I said, see, Mom, you threw all that fit, almost disowned them, was going to take them out of the wheel and all that. And I said, it ain't so bad. She said, I guess it's not. She said, but you got to be careful on there. And I better not catch y'all without a helmet. So that's that little story. Once again, I have no idea why I started telling y'all that, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so I normally, at this point, don't throw my onions everywhere. I put a little chicken broth to deglaze, but I'm from the South, and we save when I cook chicken or whatever, I buy chicken broth, but I also freeze it. When I cook a chicken or whatever, I save the juice and I freeze my own chicken broth. So that's what I got some out of the freezer. And I also add, I love this stuff. And I just discovered this stuff not long ago. I like the bouillon, the cream bouillon or whatever, but this is savory infusion. So I usually add, if it looks a little weak, like puppy's feet, I add a little bit to my chicken broth before I add it to it. But this stuff is like savory herbs, and I just live it. So, okay, so get the chicken broth in. That's that. I'm going to deglaze the pan. And then I'll add, look, I'm forgetting something. Got my okay, so it calls for that Gnocchi or whatever. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not reading the chat because I'm slapping these jaws. It calls for that potato thing. But like I said, don't have it. So I bought some cheese tortilin. Hey, twin thing, you make my heart sing. Spivey. Southern, oh, thank you. Safari Dream. Wow, that jar we have up here in Canada. Yeah, this is a squeeze tube, and it's a Cottage Inn, and they have all kinds. They have the beef, the ham, the vegetable. This is herb chicken. I mean, herb roasted chicken base, and it's really like, you can tell it's got some seasonings in it. It's got some color to it, but I don't like the powder. Ugh, don't like the powder. Don't like the cubes. I always buy the I buy the cream or the paste, whatever it's called. This is better than bouillon. This is a roasted beef base. But look how dark this stuff is. I cook that in if I'm making a roux or a soup or something like that. But this I discovered a month or so ago is amore. It's tomato paste. So I use it. I don't know. I've never seen this. I usually use the sazon and stuff when I do like Mexican stuff. But I use this as like if I make soup or something. I use this as like a tomato bouillon. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be used for. That's what this old gal uses it for. Improvise. But so better pay attention. Anyway, I bought this. This was ridiculous. Let me just tell y'all. So they have the tortellini and like the dry tortellini in a box on the shelf, you know, and it was, I don't like that. So I wanted to either get it frozen or out of the deli. And I went to the biggest store in my little area. Well, anyway, the dry stuff was like $6 something for the box. And I didn't think that, somebody told me, oh, they don't have the other kind. Well, when I got around to the, like where the cheese and stuff like that, I found this bag. I cooked a few of them last night, but I want you guys to know, family size, Orana Italian, 5 cheese tortellini. Let me just tell y'all, $9.97 for this. I about shit my pants. Flora Moran, hello, Frankie's mom. Hey, yeah, everything's gone up, guys. But anyway, the recipe calls for like, you just throw the ganache or whatever that word is in this, but I like to parboil it just a teeny bit. I don't boil it for long because I want it al dente. Just put it back in here and let it cook. So anyway, just letting you know what I do. You do it however you want to do it. I don't really think there's a way to screw this up to you too. Well, I had a little $2.50 trying to hide from me. Trying to freaking not make it in the pot. And I salted my water really well before and I've been having it boil. So, okay. So, let me get the deglazing. I'm over here flapping these jaws. Put a little tap in here. Gotta get my cheese. So I add mozzarella and Parmesan. Now I generally buy the Parmesan that's it's not this kind of Parmesan. It's in the cheese department and it's kind of flakes and bigger pieces. But they didn't have any yesterday. They didn't have any Reggiani or Parmesan, so didn't have none. So just stuck with this. And then the spinach, I usually put the whole thing of fresh spinach in it at the very end and wilt it. But I just cooked my husband enough, because it's so easy to make. And so I put half of it. So I'm going to use the other half tonight. And I used to not like spinach. Now I'm turning my tortellini off. I just wanted to warm them up a little bit. So I used to not like spinach. That's one of the other things. But I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That olive oil, she was on to something. That Popeye did her right. A lot better than no Bruno or whatever his name was. So it can't be that bad. I don't like canned spinach. But I like that fresh spinach. And then I like the frozen spinach that you put in that dip. It's got water chestnuts in it. I don't know what it's called, but I love that dip. Okay, let me get this now. So I bought some fruit today, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I love me some Honeycrisp apples, but those dang things are expensive too. I do Walmart pickup if I can at the grocery store. I use I don't know how to cup and a half. I don't measure nothing. Very seldom do I measure anything. But I couldn't believe how expensive the darn apples were. I mean, everything's expensive. You know what I mean? People have to start hooking it on the street, I guess, or stop eating. Gas prices were going down, but they're going right back up. How much is diesel now, babe? It never really went down, did it? My husband's vehicle uses diesel, and diesel is like outrageous. I'm forgetting something. But I'm not. So Let me come up here and chit chat with the chat and see what you guys are cooking for dinner. Diamond cutters, custard. Oh, thank you. I'll show you some in a little bit if I have a chance. Oh, spinach artichoke. Gosh, it's so good. Can't you have that warm? It seems like I've had it like warm before. And I liked it better like that. I don't know if maybe it was just fresh made, but I know when I made it a long time ago, I remember having to squeeze that spinach. I had to put it in a dish towel, a clean one, of course. And I would like squeeze that dish towel to get all the water out of it. And I thought, there's got to be a better way to do it. Can you make it with fresh spinach? I've only made it once, and that was eons ago. But when people ask me, what do you want me to bring? I always say, that dip. So can you use fresh spinach? Does anybody know? I know, girl. I know about that president hung. Don't even get me started. Oh, you can? So do you wilt it down, or you just put it in there fresh and it just, how do you do that, Miss Frankie's mom? Yeah, I didn't think that I would like it, but spinach, but I do. Oh, I got red pepper flakes. I know, I was forgetting something. And some salt and pepper. So many years ago, about 5 husbands ago, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My ex-mother-in-law fought me. I used to would like killing. You threaten to kill people if they moved it or borrowed it. But I've got past that. She bought me a pepper grinder. Where is that thing? Off the QVC. Let me grab my little footstool. And I never use a pepper grinder. I was living in Baton Rouge. I'd never used one. And she ordered it off of QVC. I won't show it to you guys. I'm very careful now that I broke my leg. I'm really careful now. I don't just hop up on crap. I actually think about it before I make a move these days. Guess I'm going to have to start rolling some dang heads. A pepper grinder ain't. Well, anyway, I don't use it. Is that it? There it is. I'm fixing to go start whooping some butts. Avalanche. Okay. So this is probably no crap. Let me see. Probably 32 years old. And I have used the heck out of this. So you just feel it here. But look how, I've never, I guess it's brass, but it's the Frugal Gourmet pepper grinder. And so the pepper seeds go in here. And I usually just like do it like that before I do it. But I love me some. Girl, I hear your husband number 4. Ain't nothing wrong with that. My mother told me when Mark's mom, she told me, she said, honey, you just people just need to keep trying until you find what makes you happy. But anyway, since I got it out, I'm gonna freaking use it. But now, since your grip and stuff loses, I buy these little things, and you can put it already, ground or whatever, and or this, and you just pinch it and put it in there. I love that. That way it's no mess. But I still like that little pepper grinder. It's been a good one. I'm here to tell you, it's been a good one. I love the mixed peppercorns, the ones that have the red. He's like, it's like, I don't like. He says he can tell. Okay, whatever. I'm sure you can. So I kind of, I try to please. I aim to please. Oh, I got to put my chicken back in there too. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. And I still didn't say what I was cooking for dinner. I'm gonna have to get back on over there. Pay attention this time. Yeah, I cooked a couple pieces of chicken because I was gonna make chicken salad today. And he started fussing about. I cooked extra chicken last night. He started fussing about the seasoning. He's like, "You give that stuff to somebody else or throw it away." And I said, "That shit was like $7. I'll give it to somebody. I'm not gonna throw it away or just use it." So I put pieces of chicken last night. Water. Don't tell nobody, okay? You don't tell, and I won't tell. So it's gonna be our little secret. But we'll see if he notices. He said, "What's this in the sink?" while ago, and I said, "It's chicken pre-cooked." He said, "It looks weird, but it's already pre-cooked." You know what I mean? So we'll see. He'll probably like pick up on it, but we'll see. So I'm putting my chicken back in there. It's only been cooked like halfway through. So I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put me some cheese in there. And like I said, guys, I don't measure. Let me put my gnocchi or my tortellinis. Let me put them in there too. And if I need any extra liquid, which you could use, I like using the pasta water, whatever. I love using pasta water. So, and I'm just make garlic bread with it. And I'll show y'all my favorite Buddha garlic spread. Comes from good old Wally World. I went to my grocery store, and a friend of ours' daughter works there. And I said, she's like, girl, you're like number, and I went at the busiest time. She said, you're like number 9. I said, girl, it's all good. It's all good. I said, I watch YouTube. You get on my phone, watch YouTube. And I said, do what you got to do. So it was like number 2. I said, did you pull some strings, girl? So you used to couldn't get beer through the, if you ordered it online or whatever. When I first started ordering it, you couldn't, they wouldn't sell beer or tobacco products. You had to go in the store where for those. But I noticed the other day they started selling it. So the girl came out there and she said, oh, honey, I need your driver's license. I said, fish, please. I said, you are just full of flattery. I know legally they have to, to do that because, heaven forbid. But honey, I know I look old enough to buy some beer. Okay, so I got I guess it kind of makes an Alfredo when you put the Parmesan and the Parmigiano in there. Mozzarella, I mean, in there. So I guess it kind of does make an Alfredo. So it's almost done, you guys. And look how quick that was. Just flat my jaws, and all I got to do is put the spinach in. After this, I'm going to let this cook probably about 10 minutes. Simmer down, and then I'll throw the spinach in, wilt it, and voila. We're done. Let me get my pizza plate. I don't have a lid. So I don't have a lid for that chili, but my pizza board works just fine. So all about improvising. Improvising is so well that I was going to be, neat and clean one day, and I thought I'm gonna wash the knobs on my stove. So I take them off and I throw them in the sink. I get through washing dishes and everything, and I flip my garbage disposal on. So now I am down a knob on my dang stove, and I just have to, order one. But what do you do? What do you do? If it can, it will. Trust and believe that. With me, anyway. So garbage disposal ate a knob on the stove. What do you do? Okay, let me get back on over here and see what you guys are up to. Ginger, I'm gonna call you when I get through with dinner, okay, doll? Did you hear what I said earlier, Ginger Luck's mom, about that dang popcorn? Let me show y'all something. Double queso. Get my little snack drawer over here. I got quite the snack shack. But okay, so Ginger Luck's daughter was selling this for theater, I think she did. So I can't remember how it come, but this was like in a combo, or you could get, anyway, I got like 4 bags of this. I didn't know if it was going to be good, but it's called In Queso Fire. I thought it would be spicy. No, it's got teeny little, you can taste, but cheesy flavor. And then you got to round it out with something sweet, So then I like kettle corn. I love kettle corn, but this is a doubly good caramel DM, like carp DM, caramel DM. Pretty darn good. And it's like fresh. So, my snack shack wasn't that full until my popcorn come in. The girl drove up in an old beater of a van. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. Girl, she had that box of popcorn. Hold on a second. My husband texts me and I can't see my phone when I'm live. Dinner's almost ready. Like maybe 5 minutes. What you need? Okay. You want me? Okay. Well, you text me, didn't you? Oh, what? Oh, okay. I can't look, baby, while I'm on live. It boots me off. I see him, that old fat cat. I can't, baby. I'm live. I'll look when I it'll boot me off. Okay. I thought you was saying, "Where's dinner, woman?" No, he don't talk like that, but called me in there, turned the dang fan on. Yeah, he did, and I did it. Okay, so let me show you all these dang expensive ass apples. Of course, I did get quite a few because I saw a TikTok thing the other day where you make your uh, candied apples, and this lady she peeled and cut the apples into what, like, like you had an apple cutter, those slices, and she put them in a lemon bath while she put sugar and water and Karo, I think, on the stove and cooked it down till it got real thick, and then she threw a little bit of food coloring in there. And I'm gonna have to go back and look at the recipe. I think so. She took them out of the water. Oh, okay. She takes them out of the lemon water and she dried them off real good. And I think she put them on skewers. I'm not 100% about that, but I think she put them on skewers. But anyway, they're like, let me get out of the glare. They're like candied apple pieces, and they're like bite size. They were so pretty, and they looked so delish. So I did buy a few extra, Honey Crisp for the candied apples or whatever. Or yeah, the candy apple. I was trying to get my grocery store to order grapples. When I lived up north, they sold grapples, which were grape infused apples, and they come in a plastic 4-pack blister pack, and it was 4 apples in there. And you guys, they smelled like a grape, they tasted like a grape, and they were delish. So when I was moving home, I drove through Nebraska, and I don't think I'd ever been in Nebraska, but it was just nothing but a bunch of cow patties. I was like, woo, Lord, I need to try to get to a town. Well, there was a wine store right in the middle of nowhere. I said, well, this is a good time to stop. So I whooped up in there, and they had grapple wine. I said, does it taste like the grapple apples? And he said, I don't know. I've never had a grapple apple. So I bought 2 bottles, figured I'd take a chance. So I opened the bottle when I got to the hotel, and my girlfriend drove with me so I wouldn't have to make the drive. And then I flew her back. But anywho, we finished off that bottle that night. So I had my other bottle, in the car. Well, my brother, he's not a Baptist preacher. He doesn't practice anymore, but I mean, he's still, I guess, technically a Baptist preacher. But he, when I got to my mom, it was late that night, the next night or whatever. Him and my nephew come out, was helping me get my stuff out of the car. Well, okay, I'm gonna get a little political, and then we're gonna get off of it. I was born and raised Democrat. My dad was, he believed in the Democrat. He believed the Democrat was the only way to go. And when we turned 18, he was making sure we were up there registered to vote, and we were exercising our right. He instilled that. That was very important to do, and I'm a firm believer in it. So up until, and this is no lie, because I was a daddy's girl and I aimed to please, I never voted Republican until Donald Trump ran the first time. This is the first time I ever voted Republican. I voted Democrat for my whole life. And my brothers and my sister had conformed or turned to Republicans or liberals many years prior. And so, mom and dad also said, don't talk politics or whatever. So whenever I was still voting Democrat at the time, and my girlfriend had never been to the South. She had met my family because they'd been up there to see me, but she'd never been in the environment. Well, my brother and we were on the front. She smoked cigarettes, so we were sitting on the front porch. Even though my mom smoked in the house, we sat on the front porch. Well, my brother and my nephew come around there, and I could tell my brother was acting kind of squirrely. I was like, "What is up with you?" Just kind of cocky and like laughing. And I was like, "What is going on with you?" Completely forgot about another bottle of wine being in my car. So, oh lordy. So my nephew, he told me, okay. So my dad had just passed away not long prior to this, and he voted Republican the year before. And my mom told me not to tell my brother that my dad voted Republican before he passed away. And anyway, we were out on the porch, and he brought politics up, and he told my girlfriend Carolyn, he said, yeah, he said, I don't know how you've been able to be friends with her, joking with me. He said, she's a Democrat. He said, she, started with his rhetoric. And she's like, I don't have any problem with her. and he just kept getting like loud and kind of like not aggressive, but just different than how he normally was. And I said, hey, I said, you remember what mom and dad always told us? No politics. Anyway, he kept on to where he pissed me off. And I said, just so you know, little brother, our father voted Republican before. I mean, I'm sorry, Democrat. Before. He said, no, he didn't. I said, yes, he did. He told you he voted Republican. I'm sorry. I told that story. He told my brother he voted Republican, but he really didn't. So my brother said, no, he didn't. I said, yes, he did, because he done made me mad. And I said, oh, yes, he did. I said, go ask our mother. So he was so loud that my mom come out on the porch, and I want y'all to know she acted like she didn't know shit. She said, I don't know. My mom worked the polls every year. I mean, they knew all about. And I said, Mama, I said, go ahead. I said, it ain't no matter. I said, Daddy's gone. And I said, it's okay. She said, I really don't know. I said, Mom, you're going to go straight to hell for lying to protect your son. But anyway, my girlfriend that night, when we got ready to go to bed, eventually I figured out that my brother had found my bottle of wine and had all that got in it. And that night when we got ready to was laying down, Carolyn said, BJ, can I tell you something? And I said, sure. She said, I'm a little, and she was like emotional and serious. She said, I'm a little worried about you. I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm kind of scared to leave you here. And I died out laughing. I said, why? She said, they're nothing like you. Like, they're staunch. They're nothing like you. They're so serious. And I don't think you're going to. I said, girl, this is my family. This is that. I get it. I get it. They get me. But it was hilarious. She was like sincerely worried about leaving me there. I said, girl, I was born and raised here. I know these roads. I know these streets. But anyway, whenever I voted Republican, my brother made such a big deal out of it. I went into the feed store several days later, and the girl working there said, DJ, I heard you did something great this day. And I said, I did? She said, girl, I heard you finally voted Republican. And I said, how'd you know? I said, oh, I know how you know. I went and told everybody in downtown. And everybody's thinking that I was crazy because they said, I can't believe you've never voted until this time. So I voted every year. I just didn't vote Republican. But, when I was younger, I really didn't really get, I voted for Democrat and, I listened to the news, but now I'm much more involved and, I care about who we get in there. Unfortunately, it seems to be, it doesn't matter what we want. We're going to get what we get and just make the best of it. So anyway, I am now putting my spinach in here, and I'm going to wilt it down. And I'm fixing to put my garlic bread in the toaster oven. Let me get this tossed. Let me toss my salad, if you don't mind. I'm a diddler and a salad tosser. So I get this butter, and you can make it yourself. Soft butter. I get this from Walmart, Walmart. They have it in the bakery where they make the fresh bread and stuff. Oh, I forgot to cut the chicken. But it's garlic spread, and it's got like lemon pepper. It's so freaking good. I don't like just plain butter, but I'm gonna tell you something. I might give that a run for it and just eat that. It is so good. Now, where's my shears? I'm gonna always kind of cheat and cut my chicken up with scissors, so I ain't gotta. If I cook it, like this. Do y'all like to cook? When I was younger, my mom never let us in the kitchen until it was time to clean up or wash dishes. Whenever she didn't want us under her feet when she was cooking, she was kind of a grouch. She's like, get out of here, get out from under my feet. I'm trying to cook. And when I got married the first time, I didn't know how to boil water. Because she wouldn't let us in the kitchen. I mean, like I said, I could clean the dish, I could wash the dish, I could put food away, but I didn't know how to cook. And so my mother-in-law said, I said, I think I want to fry some chicken. It was bloody when they've been into it. But she taught me, so I told you guys I was raised on a farm. I never had instant mashed potatoes. If I'd had them, someone else had prepared them. You know what I mean? Ours always had pieces of potato in it, and we peeled the potatoes. So when I was cooking the fried chicken, she said, I'll make the potatoes and stuff. I said, okay, thank you. I'm 16 because I knew so much, got married when I was 16. So, I'm completely gringo in the kitchen. She told me what to do, and I said, okay. And that chicken was beautiful. Let me just tell y'all, it was golden brown. It was beautiful, but it was red as it could be on the inside. My father-in-law took a bite and literally blood squirted out of the chicken leg. I was so freaking embarrassed. So embarrassed. He's like, it's okay, it's okay. Anyway, my mother-in-law went to her house and she was like back over there in like a jiffy. And I said, did you forget something? She said, no. She said, I brought potatoes. And I said, you got good mashed potatoes? And she said, yeah, girl, don't take me long. Well, it was instant potatoes. I'd never had instant potatoes, but honey, I got turned on to that, and I didn't boil a potato for a long time after that. They definitely don't taste as good, but heck, they work in a pinch. They sure do. But nowadays you can just stick them in the microwave, nook them for a few minutes, and you fill them and still have mashed potatoes like that. So she turned me on to some shortcuts that I had never. And I remember I told my mom, I said, you can make instant potatoes. She said, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she did buy instant potatoes, but she would use them as like thickeners and stuff. She never could make an instant potato. She probably would now, but back in the day, honey, why would she? She had youngins to go up to the barn and get those taters out of that lime. We would dig them and put them out in the barn in lime. Well, she had kids to go up there, go get us some potatoes and come back. And why would she make us some potatoes? She had her youngins to do it. Like whenever our Zenith TV didn't have remotes, and I remember I was in my bedroom one day, and my sister and them had come over, and her husband hollered, DJ, come here. And I said, yeah. He said, would you change that TV? And my mom said, you get your butt up. And I was like, what? He said, you mean you don't have the kids come in here and change the TV? Mom said, no, we don't. Because we had an antenna we had to turn to be able to get, have shows come in. She said, no, we don't. He said, well, that's why we had kids for us to get up and change the TV. Ain't that crazy? I never had kids, so I got screwed, blued, and tattooed. I didn't have nobody to go get me a refill or anything. Okay, let's see. First time fried chicken was the same. Yeah. Now I got it down, slow, and, kind of hot, but I like to cook spicy. I have to tell you, I love me some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I use panko and like a little cornmeal or flour or whatever, but I mix it with the panko, kind of gives it that crunchy taste. I love me some boneless, skinless thighs. I like breast meat, but it's kind of dry, but yeah, it takes a little while to learn it. Around here, up home where I'm from, they have these convenience stores called Short Stops, and they have delis and they fry chicken inside. And let me just tell y'all, they cook a spicy titty. They cook spicy everything, but I love the spicy breast. And when I go in, the first thing I do is stop at a Short Stop and get me 2 spicy breasts and some rolls. I get my sister one. I love that. But now I like breasts like that, but normally I get thighs. I don't like the legs or the wings because it ain't enough on there. Girl, I toss my salad. I toss that spinach. I got it turned down low. Waiting on my Zenith TV. Yeah, a big one, in a big wood box. As a matter of fact, it's still up at my dad's old barn, the one that didn't burn down. He never threw nothing away. My mom would say, throw this away. He would take it to the barn. He, was a child of a depression, so he was like all about repurposing before repurposing was cool. But he never threw. When they told us we couldn't trick or treat, they told us we were too old to trick or treat, we were so like heartbroken, and we would like go to home back then. Now they go to a church and do trunk or treat. But my brother said, let's go up to the barn. My dad had bags of like just old clothes and stuff, coats and stuff that my mom had told him to take off, take to the dump. We went up there and we dressed ourselves up, and we didn't walk back down to the house via the driveway or the road. We went through the pasture and over the terrace, and we come up the driveway, and we rang the doorbell. And my dad come to the door, and my mom, and this is how crazy and safe it was. She would make homemade popcorn balls and give out. Like I said, we didn't go to the store unless we absolutely had to, but she would make, and people loved it. She would put nuts in them, some of them. But anyway, mom always did her popcorn balls. And so we rang the doorbell, and my dad come to the door with his bowl. And we're like, trick or treat. We tried to change our voice. And he said, okay. He said, what are y'all? And we shrugged our shoulders so we didn't want to talk. And my mom was walking through and he was, putting some in there. And she said, I'm going to whoop y'all's ass. Daddy said, Mama. And she said, that's Guy and BJ. And Daddy said, y'all, I don't know. I wonder. I often thought, did he really know it was us, or was he really like just, probably just going along with us? But my mom was like, don't whoop our ass just because we was trying to get a little popcorn ball. I might have to ask my brother, did he think, I do too, Jack, did he really think that Dad like really believed, that was, that he didn't know who it was? Accident cutter. When we told we couldn't trick or treat in the neighborhood any longer, it was devastating. Yeah, it was. And listen, we never like, let me check my test. Mom never bought us costumes or, what, guys? I'm gonna tell you a big, big secret and tip. Turn the toaster oven on if you want it to be brown. We never bought costumes or anything like that. My sisters would like do makeup on us or whatever like that, but we never bought a costume or, like that. We just went, dressed up a little bit, took a pillowcase. We didn't have no pumpkins or no basket. We took a pillowcase and didn't go to very many places because, houses weren't like right next to each other. There was several miles down the road. And my daddy was, he was all about not using that gasoline unless we had to go somewhere. So we would just go on the road that we lived on. I think it's much safer now, but I love to see little kids dressed up. I love looking at the, like how you can dress a kid up into some funny costumes. I saw one the other day and it was hilarious. I can't remember. It wasn't Sonny and Cher, but it was something like, it was hilarious. I said, if I had me a little one, I would for sure dress them up like that. Oh, and I saw another one where it was a little infant baby, and she was in a big bowl, and they took white yarn and had all over all you could see with its little face, and it looked like some red felt balls and little spaghetti meatballs, guys. How simple, and it was so freaking cute. I said, that is, now how long that baby sit in that bowl like that, I don't know, but it was cute as hell for the picture. I'm not drinking that tonight, guys. I just got my little Coke. I thought about having me a little Bloody Mary or something, but I was thinking about going live and cooking for you guys, and I didn't want to, make a mess of myself. Oh, I was going to show you guys this too. They sell this at the grocery store, but I think it's packaged. In Biloxi. So crab cakes, you have crab cakes of it. These are smoked salmon patties. Now I don't like salmon patties. My mom used to cook them. Ugh, I don't. But these are so good. They've got some good seasonings in them. But these Cajuns and people on the coast, they know how to cook some stuff. They make it with smoked salmon. So just turn you guys on a little something. Nice to have kind of seafood, at your fingertips, kind of, instead of having to buy it frozen or store bought when it's the right time of year. I used to not eat seafood either, but I like me some shrimp. And those little crab claws, I think that's what they're called, crab claws. They're on the place we go, Bozo's. And yeah, they have like market price. So you go and I get it steamed. I think they're called crab claws. Crab claws are the big things. I think that's what they're called. Or maybe crab fingers. I don't know. They're the little bitty claw things. Anywho, you can get them steamed or fried, and I love them steamed and seasoned. And I didn't pay attention. We went. My husband ordered shrimp. He got market shrimp, and I got a pound of the crab claws or whatever. I went to pay, and it was like $60 for just two of us. And I was like, "What?" I said, "I think you made a mistake." His shrimp was $7.99 a pound, and the difference was those damn crab claws. They were like right at $40. I could not believe it. I said, "Woo, these things better be good. I'm gonna stretch them out and make them last for 2 meals." I couldn't believe it. I would not have gotten them. I mean, there ain't much to them, you know what I mean? They're just a little bee thing, but they're good. But I will check the price next time for sure. Do y'all? And I love scallops. We don't ever buy those fresh around here. You haven't had one in years? King crab. Oh, I love crab legs. I love the casinos around here on the coast. They put those on the buffets. But I like snow crab better than king crab. I just think it tastes better. But I don't even eat butter. I don't even eat butter on mine. I just eat them out of the shell, and it wears you out. I'm so hungry now. I know. I wish you could have some of this. I absolutely do. Oh, I love me some Bloody Marys too. Are you still in the hospital, babe? I'm going to call you back after this because I'm going to talk to you about some stuff. I don't know if, are you still in the hospital, babe? Thank you guys for joining. I don't know who all is live. I'm coming down to go. Please do. Please come down. We will, girl, we'll do more and go to the casinos. We will go to the beach. You know, it's funny. Okay, so where I live is Pascagoula. It's like a little bordering, Biloxi. Well, it's if you're looking at a map, it's like Gulfport, Biloxi, along the beach area, and then Gulfport, Biloxi. I think Ocean Springs, Goshen, and then Pascagoula, and it's all up this main road. When we were going to, younger, we'd come down here for spring break or whatever. It was all like on that main road. Now, they had hurricanes come through and don't look like it used to, but to go from my house to a Biloxi, I think it's like 9 miles. But if you go the scenic, like down 90 along the beach, it takes like 40 minutes to get there versus getting off for real, versus just like hopping on the freeway and going. I like going the scenic route, but if you're going to the doctor's office or something like that, you generally ain't got time to dally. But isn't that crazy how like 9 miles it takes you right an hour to get there? So anyway, Biloxi is where they make those. So the same. But anyway, since I've lived here 4 years, I guess, you know how many times I've been to Biloxi to the beach? Who knows? For real, my niece coming, we went down and spent the day. But we had a pool and backyard, so I mean, but still ain't nothing like that. I mean, we go to the beach here and we'll go get us something to eat and go sit and eat and watch the people in the waves, whatever. And I like the way it smells. But when you come, Ginger, like, come on, baby, we're gonna do some seafood and some seafood and some casino ching ching. Now I'm gonna tell you something, girl. I'm a cheapie. I don't do tables. I don't know how to play tables. Now I like doing those nickel slots. Yeah. And I set the limit because I start thinking about what I could buy with that money. And it's just like my mom, my dad, we were raised, Methodist, Southern, converted to Southern Baptist, which really ain't much different. But, my brother became a preacher. And so, casino and gambling was, you just didn't do it. Don't dance. Well, my sisters, their dad, which my dad raised them, but anyway, my 4 sisters, their dad lived and actually works where my husband worked, but he never had anything to do with them. So then raise them, support them, check on them or nothing. So when he passed away, he never remarried. So, they inherited everything, but they, when they come down here to settle and take care of the property and all that stuff, they brought my mom with them. And, they got everything finished up one night and they went by one of the boats in the casino. And my sister gave my mom $100 bill, and my mom had never been either. My dad didn't come. He stayed at home. He said, there ain't no place like home. It's his philosophy. But anyway, my mom put whatever money she put in there. And the first pull, she hit $777. And my sister says she couldn't believe it. She was so excited. And my mom and dad, they banked and everything, but they also had a fireproof box. So anything they didn't have to put in the bank, they would put in that. And my mom, they got home at like 2, 3 in the morning. And my sister said, you should have seen Mama. She was so excited. She ran in ran in the bedroom, and they call each other Mom and Daddy. She's like, Daddy, wake up. And he said, well, what's wrong? She said, my sister said, she jumped up in the bed. She said, I've never seen Mama. She jumped up in the bed. She said, wake up. She said, I got some good news. And he didn't even know they had went to the casino. He thought they were just down taking care of the property. She said, I got some good news. And he said, what? She said, I won something. He said, how'd you win something? And my sister said, Dad, we took her to the casino. And he got so upset. He said, Mama, that's devil money or something like that. Mama said, I'll tell you one thing. I put it in that lockbox safe. She said, he sure didn't have a problem spending it. She's so funny. She said he sure didn't have a problem when he wanted to get something for his tractor, spending that money. So she would go after that. He fussed about it, but she would go with her friends or my sisters, whatever. And he didn't fuss, but she knew that he didn't like it. So it's so funny. She would sneak off, and she would only take $20. Wink, wink. Well, um, it's so funny. Like, so she would go, and I could always tell when I lived out of state. I could always tell when Mom was at the casino. My dad would call me and just talk my ear off. And he never, generally, when I called, he'd say, "How you doing, baby? I love you," and put Mom on the phone. But he'd talk, and we talk about all kinds of. I just like cherish those conversations. But I always wait. This is what I say, "Daddy, where's Mama?" They went and got the oil changed. One of her and her friends. I said, "Well, we, at this point, have been on the phone for a while." I said, "Well, where in the hell did they go, Daddy, to get the oil changed?" He said, I think they went up that Philadelphia. That's the Indian reservation with it. I said, "Daddy, it's okay." I said, "Mama, you guys do without y'all." So I said, "It's just, it's a little entertainment for her." I said, "Lord, she's deserved it." He said, "I know, sugar. It just ain't right." I said, "I know, Daddy." I said, "But she, don't do it very often." But he did not like it. So after my dad passed away, my uncle and my aunt and their friends called and said, "Ellen, you want to go to the casino?" You guys know she hadn't been one time. She don't. She said, "I just lost interest. I ain't got no desire to go." I don't know. I guess it's, you know what I mean? She probably has, I don't know. It wasn't, he never made a big deal out of it, but I think it's funny how your feelings and your emotions change when, because whenever she was going, she's like, I work hard. If I want to go spend a little money, I'll spend. He buys whatever he wants. But I mean, definitely got the money to go do it, but she's fine now. She gets do it, but she has no desire to go, which I thought funny. Let me fix my little husband a plate, and I'll come back to chat with you guys because I'm not going to eat right this second. All right, I'll let you go. It don't matter. Let me show y'all the finished product. Let me put it in this plate first. I had boiled some, peeled and cut up some sweet potatoes. I bought them at a vegetable stand the other day. I'm gonna make a homemade sweet potato pie, and I'm gonna make it with Splenda because my husband's type 2 diabetic now, and I'm gonna tell you guys I have been very, very impressed with the Splenda. It really tastes a lot better than what's that pink stuff or the blue stuff? A lot better, I think. You can't even really tell, especially in sweet tea. You can't really tell that, and it takes a lot less of it. I've been impressed by that. I bought this stuff the other day, and I bought this for like put in my coffee before the Trivia. Oh, it's a stevia. So I bought this stevia in the raw. Here, it's got like a little aftertaste to it, saccharine, kind of like that sweet and low. That's what I'm talking about, sweet and low. So I like the Splenda because it doesn't taste like it's a substitute. So if any of you guys have any diabetic secrets or hints or whatever, hook a sister up because I can't help but lose. I get tired of trying to come up with something. But look, this ain't the healthiest form, I know. But he's taking those Trulilogy shots in the stomach once a week, and I think that curbs your appetite and stuff. Now listen, I'm breaking out the fine china for his garlic bread, but he got his food in a bowl. I was fussing about my niece and them using paper plates for everything, but he since he started taking those shots, he doesn't, his appetite, I guess it's an appetite suppressant. I think I'm gonna, next time we go get it, I think I'm gonna stick myself with the one or two. You know what I mean? Get me one of those shots because heaven knows that you can use it. I'll be right back, you guys. You just hang tight and chat among yourselves. I'll be right back. Hey, babe, do you want a jalapeno pepper? Okay, let's not gotta get him some sweet tea. Yeah, I normally make it by the gallon, but honey child, you gotta do bottle of water, gallon water. I mean half gallon this time, so I can't use my eyes because I don't know if the boil notice has been lifted. So surely, they got the teeth, but I don't know. I'll have to ask them when I go back there. Taking a little pepper, you don't look for a creek the shit in the next morning. He ain't, you don't think he's ate no dinner. Oh, I gotta show y'all. I'm go take this food to him. I'm gonna show y'all a plant. I bought them the other day. They're beautiful. These are some habanero. Oh, ginger locks. Look what I've got you if you're still in here. I'm gonna be putting this in the mail to you. Altos tequila, the best shooting tequila there is. Smooth, but I put you some honey, but I got you some pepper sauce, babe. And I got you a crown bottle I'm gonna make. Sounds like there was something else you wanted. Oh, I gotta take his medicine. Okay, you guys chat among yourselves. I'll be right back. Hey, baby cat. I'm gonna take y'all. I'm gonna take y'all outside and show y'all this plant I bought. So it's an ornamental, I think is what it's called, pepper plant. Yeah, ornamental pepper, beautiful. But he eats like he'll eat them. He loves them. I like them cooked, but I don't care for I don't eat them raw like this. But look at this sucker, how pretty. And this is a havasu. This is one I have like ran over this thing. This sucker is oh, let me put my light on it. That's a hardy little plant. I drove over it, rode it, repotted it. But look at this sucker. Isn't that beautiful? Can you guys see? Oh, let me get my camera. Look at that beauty. Isn't that some pretty colors? It's called let me get it over in the light. It is fall color. Let me see. Put my glasses on. Ornamental pepper, upright annual. So that's that one I bought. But these, it's getting done got dark on me, guys. I'm on walk. Okay, oh my Lord, I'm embarrassed to even show y'all these. This was one I bought during the summer. Oh, I need to. And these are some skinny. I don't know what kind they are, but I don't know if you can see how skinny. Those suckers are skinny, but my husband says they pack a punch. But Lord child, I'm ashamed. They look like they need a little H2O. And then can't remember what those are. This, you guys, is a queen of the night. This sucker only blooms at night. So as the sun comes out, it will close up. And that's it. That's all it's called. It's called something else, but queen of the night is the word I can pronounce. You know what I mean? So I'll try to catch get a shot of the bloom in the morning before it closes up. But I can't make no promises. I might not be out here that early. Remember. Hold on, let's go sit down so I can look at chat. We can chat. Got 15 people, so we'll see who's in here. All right, little Tomcat. Hop down, baby Kate. Get down, Thomas. I'm gonna send you. I got that's your pepper plant, baby. You're a pepper sauce, and I got you another jar. I'm gonna put it's the Crown Royal ball, I think, but I'm gonna put you some habaneros in it, and then some of the red peppers. I don't know what they're called, but I don't know. We put pepper sauce like the stuff I've made you. We put it on like peas and vegetables and stuff. But so this is how I do mine. You pack the peppers in the jars really, really tight. And I put a tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of sugar. And I put whole peppercorns, and maybe some little baby onions if I have them. But then you heat vinegar up on the stove. You get it, till it comes to a boil, and then you turn it off. And then you fill the jar up, put the lid on it. So whenever if you want it hotter, if you want the pepper sauce hotter than what it's already going to be, put a drop of oil, like extra virgin olive oil, just a little bitty drop of oil in, and it's crazy how it makes it so much hotter. So as you use the pepper sauce, all you got to do is, my mom says you don't even have to heat the vinegar up, but I do, because if you're heating it up to do it initially, but she says that the peppers are already, been in there, but she said just put vinegar on it, top it off, and let it set. The key is like letting it set, because that's when it gets its mojo going. But yeah, so that's all you do. I'll show you. This is a jar I did a couple years ago. And I like doing the, like the little liquor bottles. But this is one I did a couple years ago. Well, I'm sorry, baby cat. Look at this. I love the. Can I turn my camera around, you guys, and not lose y'all? Let me see. Hold on a second, guys. See if I can figure this out. That's not it. I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to lose y'all, so I'm just gonna turn my phone around. I know you can do it, but let's see if you can see. Yeah. So I put red and green peppers in this, and I did them whole. Sometimes the jar lid's not big enough for me to get them in, so I have to cut the peppers and put them. Let's see, put them down, slice them up and put them in there. But yeah, so my mom and them, it's a staple. And if you go anywhere on the South, it's a staple on people's tables here. Pepper sauce. Spivey, do you like pepper sauce? And Spivey, what state are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Oh yeah, I ran over that plant. Let me tell you what we did. We've had some old tires last year or year before that, and we put them out in the yard. I had saw on one of these DIYs that you can, plant we have squirrels. They are so bad here. They are awful. Like anything starts blooming, they're going to eat the bloom on it. So we had to put nets. We have to put nets over. I've used red pepper flakes. Cayenne pepper, anything to try to deter them, but they will going to tear your garden up. But we put tires on the ground and put pot and soil. We planted some tomatoes, and he had his pepper plant. Everything we had already harvested. The only thing left was a pepper plant. And you can grow those year round. I think that one's 3 years old, that plant. And whenever I come in with a lot of groceries or whatever, I always pull in the back because my kitchen's on the back porch. It's a lot easier. So he was not feeling good, and he was laying down, and I was driving his truck. He's got a huge jacked up truck. And I drove his truck, and I freaking forgot that tire was there with that plant in it. And honey, it was in a pot inside the tire, a big porcelain pot. Here I go, girl. I felt boom, boom. I said, oh shit. I get out, and I'm like, oh my God. So I rapidly was trying to get it because he loves that Havasu plant. And I said, oh my gosh. So I had another pot just like it. Okay. Just like it. So I ran to the shop, got it out, and I tried to pull it off. But honey, first thing he did when he come out there, he said, did you run over? Because the tire flipped up, and the pot and soil that was in there, was I wasn't that good about getting it cleaned up. I said, yes, I didn't mean to do it. He said, babe, I said, I told you I didn't mean to. He said, that's my favorite plant. I said, don't worry, it'll come back. So it looked like hell in a handbasket for the longest, but it started coming back. So maybe my mom did pass on a little of that green thumb, because it come back. I mean, it ain't the prettiest little thing, but it makes them some peppers, and that's all that matters. KK Smalls, hey baby, I hope you're feeling better. I love you, Chica. You guys are so sweet. I've got some good old friends around here. I really was saying earlier, I felt almost like I needed to almost apologize for my live earlier. Not really apologize. I just I don't know. I don't like feeling yucky, and I love me some Mallory, and but sometimes you just have to take a stand. I don't want to bash her, because I love her and everything. Is just sad. So, but anyway, I felt like I need to stand up for myself, because and I have no problem doing that in my real life, but I just really, really, I feel like I know Mallory, and I don't want her to jeopardize her channel, or I know that's how she makes a living, and I would never ever want to be a hindrance to that or anything. And didn't ever ask her to white knight for me. Didn't need that, But when she went live today and was basically taking things out of context. Look, I didn't. I'll be the first to admit. The girl was too good for go, but I'm just gonna say, I don't know if y'all saw that, but you need to watch it. It's something you can't even explain. I didn't run her down, but I didn't white knight for her. And I don't feel bad for that, because I don't remember her white knighting for me. You know what I mean? I was a guest on that. It wasn't my channel. I was a guest on that channel. And if she had watched it all the way through the end, I actually said to this lady, I said, so she was saying that her brother is trans, and that Mallory, and Justin on his Clutch His Pearls channel had been bashing or trans bashing her brother. And she had just gotten out of the hospital. She'd been in the hospital for a week, and she was like really like just talking. And I finally, when I was able, I mean, like I said, I couldn't understand a whole lot of what she's saying, but when I finally was able to get her to, okay, I said, well, is your brother on YouTube? No, he's not even on YouTube. I said, so he's not even privy that he's being trans bad. I mean, he has no clue. It's just, and I know it affects you and it hurts you. I get that. But your brother doesn't even know what's going on. And you just got out of the hospital because of all this stress. I said, honey, I don't need to know anymore, but to tell you, this place is not for you. This is bad for you. You need to log off. You need to take some time away, because if you walk away, they will eventually quit talking about you. They'll move on to somebody new and you'll be a thing of the past. I understand completely you want to defend your brother and to defend yourself, but it's not healthy for you and it's detrimental to your own health. So, that was the advice I gave her. Not once did I, bash Mallory. And so it really bothered me whenever she was kind of putting a spin, like saying that I drove the bus and Alicia held her, or whatever. Can't remember the verbiage she used, but basically said that, I was bashing. And look, this is what I said to Alicia when the lady was telling us that Mallory was trans bashing her brother. I said, are you talking about the House of Williams? Yeah, Mallory. I said, I find that hard to believe. She is transgender, right? She's all about the LGBT. I mean, this is what I was saying. And so I finally said, Alicia, are you believing this? And she's like, no, me either. So I left the panel and I went to Clutch My Pearls and look, because I don't ever go up there, but I looked at a couple of videos to see. I didn't even see Mallory on any of the panels. Okay. So I went back over and I thought, okay, this lady is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So that's how it went. But, to her live, I was, dragging her for filth. And that so is not the case. I have more respect for our friendship that it was, and that what I, think that, I have more respect for that than to do that. And so, anywho, that was that. So I think I kind of drug her a little bit, and I know most definitely drug me some sloppy Molly. And I don't feel like I apologize for that, but I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, because two wrongs don't make a right. And, but sometimes you have to stand up. You have to stand up for what's right. And I'm not no pushover. You know what I mean? I have feelings and I'm an intelligent person, and I made a mistake, and I don't consider Mallory a mistake as far as picking a bad friend. I don't. MGL, absolutely. But I don't feel like that about Mallory. So anywho, that's that, guys. Yeah, she was in the hospital, babes. Okay, her name was, it was a weird Rant Hopi or Hope Rant. Let me see. The Rant Room, Hopi something. I don't know, girl. Let me tell you something. Alicia didn't know what she was going to talk about or do. She had no idea. I mean, the lady just come up on panel and starts, look, Tia Simone come up and she was like, honey, you need to be quiet. Let these people talk to you. Because we would start talking and she would just like start repeating the same thing she'd already said. And she was unconsolable. It was like nothing we said. And then she was telling Alicia that she was being doxxed. And look, this was some crap. I don't even know. I couldn't follow it, but something about burnt toast, and Alicia was being doxxed on Google, that people are using their picture and they're doxing her. And so, Alicia, she's a little spitfire. She's like, wait. Now, she didn't go off without wanting proof, but the picture. And so that Yaya Sisterhood Heidi also was, she didn't initially come up with her, but they were like a team or whatever. So she got woken up and she come up on panel, but Alicia did what they said. She Googled the name they said Google. And Alicia said, I don't see my picture. My picture's not on here. Yeah. It's the one with the glasses. Alicia said, that's not me. So basically they come up there with the intent to get Alicia fired up, and almost did it. But, Alicia wisely wanted to look at the evidence and stuff and make her own determination. And then Alicia finally just booted her because you couldn't even reason with it. And then she gets down and she starts saying that people in chat were being mean to her and abusing her. I don't know. I wasn't looking at chat. But I told her when she first come up there, she was so like upset. I said, just take a deep breath. I said, you're in a safe place. Nobody here is gonna, be mean to you. So I don't know what was said to her in chat. I can't imagine. Alicia's chat is usually pretty docile. I mean, people don't just rip people. Never went back and looked, because I'm gonna tell you something. I had a damn headache just trying to keep up with her, and I said, honey, your accent and you're talking so fast. I am still at ABC. I hadn't even got to DE. I am lost in translation. So, and she was from another country. I don't know if it was England or where she was from. Yeah, they can't see you. They just see me. Ooh.
I can't do that chicken.
You really, you guys, he's saying it had that seasoning on it. Babe, I love you. Did you eat the tortellinis and stuff?
I ate everything but that.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I did. Now, they will see you if you come around here too far. I see you. Baby, I'm just joking. They ain't gonna see you. I'm just kidding you. Well, if you look, they can see me, babe. But
okay, but I'm thinking go out there.
Well, you're fine, honey. I promise you, you're fine.
They can see me pretty well.
No, they can't. I'm telling you, they can't.
Okay.
Okay, you're good to go. Yeah. Smoke your cancer stick. Oh.
Okay.
No, Kate. Oh, Kate Smalls, you're not in the hospital, are you? You were saying that woman went to the hospital due to YouTube stress, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, okay. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah. No, but listen to this, you guys. Okay, so Michelle, I had watched, let me see, who was it? Jenny Jen Jen streamed her the other night, and I was watching her through Jenny Jen Jen's. And you guys, I don't know if y'all saw where she got her mail, and the post office had given her a box that didn't belong to her. It's her P.O. box, and it was a headlight for a motorcycle. And of course, she repeated herself 100 times, but the packing slip was inside the box. And she was like, who sent me this? Somebody being smart aleck, because my husband used to have a motorcycle, trying to figure out. Well, finally, after looking at the box about 4 times, she finally realized that the post office box wasn't hers. And she's like, oh, this was not even supposed to be mine. And I think it was for a Honda or Yamaha, I don't remember. So she looks at the packing slip, and the guy's name and phone number was on it that bought it. And it was like a $200 headlight. So instead of doing what I would have done, boxing it back up and taking it back to the post office, she calls the dude, texts, and she said, she makes this comment while she's live. Who knows? Maybe he's single and good looking. So she texts the guy after she got off her live, and they created this little correspondence. And he's like, you've got my headlight? Are you serious, man? I've been dealing with the post office and whoever orders the motorcycle. I mean, the headlight, I guess Amazon. So she told him that she would leave it at the end of her driveway. And she did. So she's got text message, and she said, hey, did you get your headlight? Yeah. Thank you. Well, a day or so later, she goes in the post office to get her mail, and she mentions to the postmaster, she said, hey, y'all need to be careful when you give a mail, because I got this dude's headlight. He said, what? So the dude had, at this point, had the headlight for a couple of days, but he was trying to make Amazon give him his money back, and trying to get the post office involved for making them responsible. And Michelle said she told the postmaster, no, I got text messages to show where he picked it up and he verified it. So she went and got her phone, and the postmaster took pictures and all that. So anywho, that dude's going to get in trouble, for fraud, which he should. So she was telling that story, but when she was telling the story, she just kept repeating herself and over and over. And I turned my niece on to her, and I told my niece, I sent her the clip, and I said, you must see, go to this minute. You've got to see this crazy effort. Well, she sent me back the message the next morning. She said, I can't watch it. So anyway, I went to try to find it, and I couldn't find it. Well, little did I know that apparently somebody had tried to get on her stream or come up on her panel, and they were messing with her and telling her they were outside her house. And she said all she could see was like an eyeball coming up to they were backstage, and they would do eyeball, and then they would show her a flashlight, and it was out in the woods, and they were saying, what are your dogs going to do? We're in your yard. We see you. And so she goes upstairs, I guess, and gets her pistol, her Glock. And she's drinking the whole time. And this was like a 9-hour live, I think. So she's slowly unwinding and getting a little unhinged. So, and I get being freaked out and all that, but she like unraveled and like showed her Glock and all that. Anyway, they took her stream down. YouTube took her stream down. So that's why I couldn't find it. But that girl, let me tell you guys, she sent me a text a couple weeks ago and was like, please teach me how to long form. I need help. Please, please. I didn't respond. I mean, she sent me lots of them. She said they're trying to something. I'm on my phone, so I can't look, but something along the lines that they're doing their best. They're trying their hardest to run me off, and I'm too hard headed to give in. They're not going to win. I'm going to keep, look, she's not cut out for it. She's not made for it. She's not. I mean, it's not worth to me. It wouldn't be worth it because I mean, she says, I'm mentally sound, bitch. Bitch, if you mentally sound, honey, you need to have your doctor checked out because, yeah. So while she's opening her mail, I got to tell you guys, she texts the toast. And if you didn't see it, you need to find that clip. Well, somebody sent her a pillow and it's a toast. It's a stuffed toast pillow. And it's freaking got little legs on it. And, she has this egg that she says, have an extra special day. She has ran that freaking egg and shit down the front. So they sent her a stuffed egg pillow, a little egg like this big, and then a toast with legs. And the egg had legs on it also. And the toast also had legs. You guys, when she opened that, you should have seen, I got toast. I'm not toasted. Anyway, just going on and on and on. Okay, it was funny for a half a second, but she went on and on and on. You guys, it's like so hard to watch. I feel bad for her. I really sincerely feel bad. What are you looking for, baby? I really sincerely feel bad. Are you in an apple a little bit? Okay. I feel bad for her, but I've tried my best to try to be honest and say, well, she don't want to hear it. She does not want to hear it. She's going to do whatever she wants to do. So I have woo woo. So I didn't even text her back. And I sure didn't teach her how to long form. Hell, I barely know how to do it my damn self, I'm sure. I mean, first of all, could you imagine trying to teach her how to do long form? Could you imagine that? Yeah, not I, said the goose. Not I. I do wish her nothing but the best, but I think the best thing for her to do is go home. No, I don't think she went in the hospital, girl. She said that she's mentally sound and there ain't nothing wrong with her. Yeah, it was a shit show and a mess. And it's just like, okay, so they have, apparently, I didn't know she had 4 or 5 children, but she's got a daughter. She said that she raised the daughter, but they found her on these let me see, what is it? Escort sites or whatever. I don't know, but the Amber channel, they did a deep dive on her. And look, I think that people need to leave her alone. Honest to God, if people would leave her alone, because I think MGL is not talking about her anymore. I think she might mention her here and there, but ultimately she's not that. But, and I don't know if the Amber channel is covered. And look, I know she's done some questionable stuff like that lady with cancer. I get it. But if people would just leave her alone, I think she would go away. Quit talking about her, quit making her content. But I guess she thought she was going to take the boy on and Benny G and all. I mean, she's freaking she says that she's not one to back down and so whatever. But with your own head, girl, but with your own head. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off and eat me a bite and clean the kitchen. He noticed, he said, I didn't like that chicken. So I put, that seasoning on it and I thought I could wash it off the chicken I didn't cook. I don't know. He said, I don't like that seasoning on that chicken. I eat everything else for that. So he was able to tell. So anyway, my little secret didn't work, but anyway, I'm going to clean the kitchen up, eat me a bite, and Ginger Locks, I'm going to give you a call. Spivey, thank you for hanging out with me and everybody else that come in. I love you guys. See y'all in the streets. Bye.